still remember the first time I saw this heartbreaking image by émigré artist Ludwig Hirschfeld-Mack. This print endures as one of the most powerful and poignant images to emerge from Australia during the Second World War. I'm really excited to unpack this box of some treasures of artworks by émigré artist Ludwig Hirschfeld-Mack. So here we see a lone figure confined by barbed wire. He's illuminated against the night sky by searchlights, and he gazes up at the unfamiliar Southern Cross, a stark reminder of his incarceration under an Australian sky. I still remember the first time I saw this heartbreaking image by émigré artist Ludwig Hirschfeld-Mack. This woodcut is titled Desolation, Internment Camp Orange, and it was made in Australia during the Second World War in an internment camp. This print endures as one of the most powerful and poignant images to emerge from Australia during the Second World War. It was printed in the internment camp where he was at the time, using whatever materials he could find. Sometimes printing ink was mixed with boot polish in order to make it go further. This man here, this figure, he's so small and he's completely cut off from the world that he knew. He's been ripped from the other side of the world where he lived and placed in an internment camp in Australia, a land that's strange and foreign to him and so far from his home. So while Hirschfeld-Mack was locked up in an internment camp in Australia, he continued to write letters with his family. He wrote especially to his eldest daughter, Marga. I was fortunate enough to read these letters several years ago, and one that really sticks in my mind is a letter from Marga where she expresses her complete disbelief that he should be now on the other side of the globe. So she's in London at the time of writing this, and she says something like, "Now you will be living under the Southern Cross, and it will be day when it is night with us." And he writes back and tells her how he sees the Star of the Southern Cross every night when he walks laps around and around the barbed wire perimeter of the internment camp, thinking of those he loves and how far away they are. So how and why does the artist Hirschfeld-Mack find himself locked away in an internment camp in Australia in World War II? I think in order to understand that, it's good to go back to where his artistic journey begins. Hirschfeld-Mack was born in Germany in 1893. Fast forward to 1919 when he enrolls as a student at a revolutionary new art school in Weimar, the Bauhaus. Now, the Bauhaus was a school where fine arts, design and craft were merged, and he was taught here by modernist luminaries such as Paul Klee and Wassily Kandinsky. Hirschfeld-Mack was a really talented student, so by 1922 he actually started teaching some of the courses at the Bauhaus as well. Here is a wonderful example of a print he made in the print workshop. It's quite a strange and whimsical abstract image. It's kind of what draws me to it actually. So there's this interesting little character in the center here playing a musical instrument. He made this print in 1922 and it's called The Musician. So Hirschfeld-Mack was of Jewish descent, and in 1936 he flees Germany to escape Nazi persecution. He goes to England where he takes on several teaching positions. However, by 1940, German citizens living in Allied countries are declared enemy aliens, and so Hirschfeld-Mack, along with 2,000 other German and Italian men, are deported to Australia on the ship called the Dunera. They're all packed up and squeezed into this ship. It's terrible conditions. None of them actually know where they're going. Some of them think they're going to Canada, but they arrive in Australia in September of 1940. So they're interned in country Australia, in Orange and Hay in New South Wales, and in Tatura in Victoria. Now, Hirschfeld-Mack really tries to keep making art throughout his time in the camps, and he strives to make it as rewarding experience as possible. He holds art exhibitions, he runs workshops, and he also delivers lectures on Bauhaus topics. So teaching really was his true calling, and it's this skill that ultimately saves him from bleak camp life. So in March of 1942, the headmaster of Geelong Grammar, Dr. James Darling, hears about Hirschfeld-Mack's teaching experience at the Bauhaus, and so he hastens to secure his release. So Hirschfeld-Mack is released from camp, and Dr. Darling appoints him as the art master at Geelong Grammar. This is a position he absolutely thrives in, and he stays there until his retirement in 1957. Now, I'd just like to finish on this image here. He made a series of these really beautiful, luminous images after his release. This work is called Flying, and it was made in the 1950s. I love the colours in this work. I love the strange abstract imagery. It's such a joyful image to me. It shows the hope that he has for the future.